2-second delay. Oh, God. Okay.
So we're spot on with 18.
Good evening, parents. Welcome to our second grade back to school night. Coming up, we are going to be introducing our second grade team that is coming to you live from Microsoft Teams. We have me, Miss Howell. We have Miss Ports coming up. We have Miss Moore coming up. We have Miss O'Leary coming up. And next is one of our first year teachers, Miss Denning. And returning, Miss Hirschfeld. And then we have an awesome long-term sub for Miss Eni, Mr. Schlaud. And then not with us today is Miss Mincy, who is one of our interpreters, and Miss Izzard, who is a fellow special educator to Miss Ports. During this presentation, we do have a question and answer box. We will be stopping for any questions to provide answers to you. If we do not get to all of the questions, we will be reviewing them and sending out a Q&A document to all families. On the next slide, we are going to talk about the Penguin Pride expectations of being on teams. Mr. Schlau.
Okay, I was just making sure that we were all ready. So I'm going to talk about our Pride. The Pride is more or less the same as it's been the last few years for those friends who have been at William Paca since kindergarten will be familiar with our prepared, respectful, intelligent, determined, and engaged to spell out Pride. I'm going to start with P prepared. When you come and sign in the morning, make sure you sign it into Teams or download on the app. Make sure you arrive early, maybe 10 minutes early, just to make sure there's no problems or anything that comes up that's prevents you to getting on Teams, so you can let one of your teachers know that there's a problem. Even though we are virtual, we still have to be respectful. Our virtual classroom is just like a regular classroom in the school. So we use the chat only when asked by the teacher. It should be on mute unless you're given a specific direction. Make sure you use respectful language on the video and the chat. The language you would use in the classroom is the exact same language you would use virtually. And make sure that you spend some time practicing mute and unmute as well as the video camera so that your child is used to using Microsoft Teams. For I for intelligent, make sure you check your username and password. I know that's been a thing the last couple weeks. Just make sure that you are checking and making sure that that's right, or letting your teacher know, and then we can help solve the problem. Make sure you ask for help from the school, either your teacher, you can email. I know some teachers are using text message, or you can just call the school and they will help solve any problem that you have. Make sure you use the office hours on Fridays. They're there for you, so take advantage if you can. For D for determined, make sure you try your best and don't give up. I know there's a lot of problems that arise because this is the first time we are virtually teaching. So if something doesn't work the first time, keep trying or email your teacher to figure out what's going on. If you do get frustrated or upset, you can always take a break or use a strategy that you use when you feel frustrated. It's okay to be frustrated. This is all new. If something doesn't work, that's okay. We'll just keep trying until it does. And E for engaged, make sure you focus on your work and your meeting. That means you have your eyes on the teacher. It means you're working on the things that you are working on for math or reading or phonics or whatever it is that you're working on. Try to cut down on distractions. Wear headphones. Make sure you're in a quiet place. Make sure you are in a place where you can learn. And lastly, take movement and play breaks when needed to stay focused. I know personally, I use breaks during the day to get away from the screen, to get up and move around. So those are definitely things that you can use to make your day go a little bit smoother. So.
All right, on the next slide, you'll see information about our attendance expectations. So our attendance matters just like it would in school. And we have some bullet points to share with you specifically about attendance, since that will look a little bit different from a student that is in 3rd, 4th, or 5th, middle school or high school, and it'll look a little bit different than it would if we were bringing your child to the school building.
Mr. Schlau?
Yes. For attendance works just the way it does in a normal school. So your expectation is that you are at school, that you are participating in the events. If something causes you for be absent, if you're sick or you're just having difficulties with Teams, please contact your teacher, send an email, send a text, or you can call the school. All those things work. And any notes, if you are absent, needs to be sent or dropped off to the school. You can either drop them off the school, or I'm sure you could probably mail them. I'm not sure the exact policy, but make sure that those do get dropped off at the school.
Miss Adams, do we have any questions so far?
No questions so far.
Okay, so on this next slide, you'll see ways that you can get information from the school. Typically, in addition to any electronic means that you might use to stay in touch with the happenings, we would have our Wednesday folders. But because those aren't going home, you are going to want to make sure that you check one of these social media sites or have enabled or downloaded the Remind app. So we have our Facebook page, where there is a lot of helpful information. I'm sure some of you were able to find the links for tonight's back to school presentation on Facebook. We also have an Instagram where you'll see, again, information, but you may see pictures of students hard at work. We have a Twitter at WPOPRELEM. And then, of course, you can always get information from our school site at wpes.ss18.sharpschool.com/. And then our Remind app. This is where I know I look for information when I hear my phone beep and see a penguin come up. There's a lot of helpful information about goings on or events that might be coming up, family engagement, virtual nights. So if you are interested in signing up for the Remind app, text 81010. And in the message at WPOPRELEM. On the next slide, you'll see ways that you can contact your teacher or your child's teacher. So as always, you can contact your child's teacher through It's Learning through the message box. Those pop up and we'll see a little notification. You can call or text your child's teacher, or you can send an email as well. So all three of those are wonderful ways to get in contact, especially if you're having difficulty accessing It's Learning, or if maybe you've gotten kicked out of a Teams meeting and you need to get back in and you're just not sure how. All of those are wonderful ways to get in touch with your child's teacher.
Miss Adams, do we have Any questions?
Nope, no questions yet.
Okay.
On the following slide, you'll see information about our second grade schedule. Our second grade schedule does mirror that of the Learning Center schedule. So we will be sticking to this Monday through Friday. Monday through Friday, we have a full day of learning, and then Friday, we have asynchronous lessons that are pre-recorded and available for your child to do at his or her pace.
Just wanted to talk a moment about the schedule. I know with some of the technical difficulties that we have been having, specifically with some of the math videos that are going on right now, double check with your child's teacher about how they are handling that video time, whether it be live with the students or whether it be a pre-recorded and then they come back for live. But that 15 minutes of those videos, that is going to be taking place of the big mini lesson to introduce the skill that is being taught for the day. So please make sure that your child is trying their best to get on at 9:45, at 11, at 1:15 for those video shares, because that's going to be where they're getting introduced to the content that is going to be taught in that specific content area. Another suggestion that I know a couple of teachers are doing is just having the children stay on all day, so there isn't a whole lot of in and out and in and out. So just a small suggestion for you to share with your students.
On the next slide, you'll see information about Fridays. Our Fridays, again, look a little bit different than the rest of our week because your child, although they'll be meeting in the morning, will not be meeting with their teacher for the remainder of the day. This is when teachers have time to contact families. Families have time to contact teachers during their office hours. And this is the time that we will be in professional developments, learning how to navigate and provide the best information for your child to provide the best learning experiences virtually.
Ms. Moore?
I think you might be on mute, Miss Moore.
Thank you.
That's okay. I've gotten really good at saying, go ahead and unmute yourself.
I have to. Oh my goodness. All right, so Fridays, we will still have that class meeting time that we do Monday through Thursday from 9:30 to 9:45, and then teachers will have that office hour time from 9:45 to 11 where they can meet with parents or even hold a form of small group or one-on-one instruction with students as that need kind of presents itself. The lessons that the students will be provided will be about 60 minutes, no longer, and that will be in the areas of math, reading, and writing. The lessons will change each week, but the content areas will stay the same. And then they have a pre-recorded social emotional video from the school counselor that they will view as well.
And our following slide, how will my child turn in work? We've been utilizing Padlet across second grade where students are able to submit work. So there are many ways on tablet or Padlet in which your child can submit their work, or you can help your child to submit their work.
All right, so when we use Padlet, I know most teachers have set their Padlet up to look very similar to the one that's shown on the screen, where each child will have their own column. And pretty much what will happen is when students need to submit work, I know personally for my class, we have a Padlet set up for each subject. So there will be a math Padlet, a writing Padlet, reading Padlet, anything like that. And then once your child needs to submit work, they'll just go to their name. They will click on the little plus button underneath. They can type something into their response as their answer, or a feature that my classes personally use is using the camera. And it's very important that when the camera comes up, if it asks you for access, you click either yes or allow in order for the camera to take a picture of your child's work. And all you have to do is hold up your child's work to the camera connected to your device. It'll snap a picture and it'll upload your child's work right to the Padlet for the teachers to see. And that way we can get a great picture of all the hard work that your student has been doing in class.
Oh, Miss Adams, were there any questions so far?
No, no questions. We're good to keep moving on.
Awesome. So on your screen, the next slide that you will be looking at is just some information regarding the students that are completing the packets instead of the virtual learning until the Chromebooks come in.
Yes, so teachers and parents will agree upon 2 days to touch base. So however your teacher has been contacting you, continue using that and agree on 2 days and times where you can meet. Part of that might be on Fridays during our office hours and other times that the teacher is available to meet with you. This time is to answer questions, to talk about your students' work, or anything else that needs to be discussed. Also, your students who are using the packets also have access to the It's Learning videos and the content that is up there. They just log into their It's Learning page and they can access the plans as well. And how they will turn their work in is similar, just on Padlet like we were just shown. You can use the camera and take a picture that way, or you can discuss with your child's teacher how it's best to turn the work in either by text message, email, or the platform that works best for the family and your teacher. And I think that is everything. Did I hit all the points?
You are good, Miss Denning.
So now we'd like to take some time, if you have any additional questions, to answer those. Again, you can type them into the chat and we can respond to those now.
While we're waiting for some questions, I completely missed over Miss Adams and her introduction. So Miss Adams, if you could put your camera on. Miss Adams is a lovely lady coming to us from a first grade resource. Am I saying that right? Resource intervention position. We are so excited she's part of our team. If you know her, she did teach in first grade as well. So I'm sorry, Miss Adams, but I wanted you to be able to have your introduction as well. All right, so do we have we had any questions typed in?
I don't see any questions, Mrs.
No
Howell.
questions in the chat box.
Okay, well then, if there are no questions, that does conclude. Ms. Ports, did you want to share anything regarding special education services for the general parents?
Sure. If any of my special ed families are on here, I have most likely reached out to you so far. During those videos that your students are following with the grade level, we will be breaking up into small groups so that their services can be met. So I'm looking forward to, if you haven't been online or on at the times listed, I'm looking forward to working with your students.
And parents, we would not be where we are without you and your constant support in everything that we do, what goes on within the classroom, both virtually and in person. So we want to thank you for your support and your patience during this time. So just to leave you with a quote, it's amazing what we can accomplish when we are in it together. So working as a team, parents and teachers, we could not be in the best position right now, helping each other to be able to accomplish all that we can do for these kiddos. So thank you for joining us this evening. And please know that if there are any other questions that you have, just reach out to your teachers by their preferred method of communication. And we hope that you all have the rest of an amazing evening.